Hello, time for an update on our progress. So, as most of you know, I just got back from California. It was a really long trip, so I've been really exhausted the last couple days. Even though it was just a couple hours change in the time, I don't know, I've been asleep for like the last few days. I've been really tired. So, excuse my hair and everything. I just got out of the shower, but I figured if I didn't make the video now that never get done. So, um, there we go, saying again. Try to stop doing that. We left Wednesday, Wednesday morning, got to California at 12 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock California time. As soon as we got off the plane, because of flight delays and things, we were already like 2 hours late for our appointment, or an hour late for our appointment. So, um, my IM just called the doctor and told them we were on our way. They were expecting us and knew we were coming in from out of state, so wasn't a big deal. When we got to the doctor, she asked for me to come back on my own first, and it was kind of intimidating. I had to sit with her and explain to her basically why I was choosing to do this, and what my motives were, how long I had known the couple, things like that. And she was a little bit, like I said, like a little bit intimidating at first. But then she started to go over the procedure and explain things like what was going to happen with me. And I told her that I already knew most of the stuff. I started telling her the information that I was already aware of, which was pretty much everything. And she was really impressed. And then she started smiling, and she was a lot nicer from that point on. She said that a lot of surrogates apparently don't have a lot of information. They don't know actually what they're getting into before they just jump into it, which is strange. I think that's really strange. I don't know why you would do that, but she was impressed that I knew the information, so she was a lot nicer after that. Okay, then I went into another room by myself. She spoke with my grandmother who accompanied me on this trip, and my intended mother who was there as well. She spoke with them in the office with me before the procedure, and told them basically the same things that she had told me, just that how it was going to work, the basics of the procedure, what we were going to do. And this doctor, I don't know if my intended parents want me to give specific information about the clinic and the doctor and that kind of stuff yet, so I'll talk to them about that. But for now, I'll just call her the doctor. She has a very high success rate. A lot of people have asked me why we're going to California for the procedure, whenever both I and my intended parents live in another state. And the reason for that is they specifically chose this doctor, and were very impressed with her success rates. From what I heard, I don't know how accurate this is because it's just from word of mouth, but I was told that a lot of fertility clinics have a success rate of like 50% maximum, and this doctor has much, 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 much higher rate. So that's why we're going to California. I don't, from what I understand, have to go to California every visit, but just these initial visits and for the transfer. So anyway, let me explain the procedure of what actually happened for you. Um, just like if you get a pap smear, when you lay on the table and they put, so the speculum, so whatever. So they did that, and then she had an internal ultrasound, which she used to view the size, the shape of my uterus on the ultrasound, just like you'd see if you were having a baby. And she did some measurements, and that everything looked fine. That was not painful. That wasn't there. I didn't have any issues with that at all. And then they started the actual hysteroscopy. Um, and what that is like the same thing, like a little camera that they would do, I guess, to do like a colonoscopy, or the one where they get on your throat. The same thing. So I got to see, she turned the camera towards me so I could see everything, and she checked out the inside of the cervix, the uterus. She took little pictures, both fallopian tubes, just kind of turned it. It was a little more painful than I expected. It was just kind of like, when you get the pap smear, there's that initial pressure, that little bit of uncomfortable pain. The same thing, whenever she got to the actual opening of the cervix and inserted that little camera, the little tube inside there. It was just a little bit of like a twinge, an uncomfortable pressure, but the entire thing only lasted for a few, maybe 2 minutes. She put it in the cervix. She showed me. I got to see. Everything looked great. She turned it sideways, took a picture of one fallopian tube, turned it the other side, took the other picture, and pulled it out. And then that was it. That was everything. Um, like I said, it was a little bit uncomfortable, and they had given me Motrin this time for it. And next time, whenever we actually do the transfer, they're going to give me Valium for it. So after the procedure, they've given me one tampon because there's a little bit of spotting, and you can choose whether you want a pad or a tampon, but I chose a tampon just because it's more comfortable for me. And the blood didn't even fill up one tampon, so it wasn't that major. Like I said, I had a little bit of pain, like cramping pain, a couple hours after the procedure, but no big deal. And then I'm also supposed to, while we're in California, have my meeting with the psychiatrist, but she had to cancel, so I think we're going to do a phone interview as soon as we can. So that was the whole procedure. We went back to our hotel, we did a little bit of sightseeing, and flew back home the next morning. I got a little bit of paperwork. This paperwork here will cover the name of the clinic. This paperwork, can you see this? Can you see that? It's just like a contract type of thing from the clinic that goes over the procedures and whatnot. And then this paperwork here is just kind of a visual explanation of infertility. And this side is the explanation of the in vitro fertilization. Steps 1, 2, and 3 would be the egg donor, and 4, which is the actual transfer, would be me. So they gave me that paperwork. We talked about what was going to happen. Like I said, most everything I was already aware of. And now they're going to get with, the doctor did say that everything was perfect. I'm no cysts, no polyps, nothing. So I'm very happy about that. Very happy to know that everything's good and I'm healthy. And she did use the actual word perfect. So I'm going to put some pictures at the end of a hysteroscopy so that you guys can see what the pictures she took look like. Now, they're not my actual pictures. They're just ones I just Googled and found. But I'm going to stick them on the end just so that you can see what I saw, basically. So, what was I saying? Okay, yeah, so that's all we did on this trip. But they told me the next thing is they're going to get the egg donor ready now because she's been waiting for a surrogate who's ready. And now that I'm ready, they're getting the egg donor. They're going to start her cycles. And the doctor told me that we're looking at, June or early August for the actual transfer, depending on how quickly we can sync up our cycles. So I'm just waiting to hear from. We still haven't got the attorney lined up, so before I can actually sign any legal paperwork, have to get the attorney taken care of. My intended mother's supposed to be on top of that and calling me anytime now to let me know that's good. And then one more trip here pretty soon. I'm going to go to California and get all my injections to get started on those. I don't know if that'll be within the next few weeks or what. That depends on the egg donor cycle and when they need the timing to when they need me to start. So just waiting to hear. All that's still up in the air right now, but I will let you guys know as soon as I can. And let's see, was there anything else? I don't think so. I'm still on the birth control, just taking it every day. They told me that if you've ever taken birth control, there's 3 active weeks and then 1 inactive week. And they tell me when I get done with the 3rd week, before I start the inactives, to call them because they may want me just to go ahead and start over with active and not take the inactive hormones. They want to regulate my cycle. So that's basically all the information they gave me. Everything looks good. We're healthy. Waiting on the egg donor now. And when I know more, I will let you know. So I'm going to include some pictures, and until next time, see you guys later. Bye.